seventh day of learning through radio stories.
No.
So this is a wonderful session. I think so that last 7 days you people are learning through radio stories, and today we are going to talk about the role of literature in living life skills. That means that is a very important topic which also have to discuss in this social networking age. Of course, you people were there in the COVID-19 pandemic age. That means we are learning a lot of new things through this leave. Simultaneously, we are afraid of the COVID-19, but also we people were learning new things were there in this particular time. So this is a biggest disruption to education the world has ever known, affecting more than 90% of the world students population. Of course, the people were afraid of the thing, and most of the schools were taking class through the mobile phones and Zoom app and a lot of different type of video platforms. So many countries turned to online based distance education to ensure that learning never stops. So however, some 826 million students, that means 50% of the students keep out of classrooms by the pandemic, do not have access to a computer at home. Of course, we people were here in this time, we're accessing these technologies and we are enjoying our holidays. But you see, 50% of the students, nearly 826 million students, were not that much of opportunity to access these kind of things. So we have to think it over that people also. According to the recent study by the UNESCO Institute of Statistics and the Teachers Task Force, around 700 million students lack internet access and 56 million live in the areas not covered by the mobile network. These are all the very important thing I have to tell you, because the people were just like that, using the technology, we are uploading the content, we are downloading the content, a lot of things where we are doing. But you see, 716 million students lack of internet access and 56 million live in areas not covered by mobile network. That is very important. We are living in the sophisticated world. That means we people live in the metropolitan cities and we are doing all these things. But what happened to these students? So many countries had to quickly find effective solutions, and televisions and radio have proven to be a good alternative in a context where online learning is not possible. That is the reason that now our Indian government were also focused on Nyan Dosan and Nyan Wani. I think you people were aware of that both channels. It is on air in different platforms. If it is not, you people were aware, please go to your DTH operator and ask them that could you please give the Nyan Darshan channel, like that you ask. And if you are in a city, is there any university having their community radio, it must be there, that Nyan Wani. If it is not there, please go to the IGNO website and find out that Nyan Wani station near to your place. So these stations, what they are doing, no, last 10 years they are uploading a lot of the education related contents in that program. So that is a dedicated channel for the people, those who are not able to access the internet thing. Okay, that is a very important thing that I have to tell you. And however, the setting up and use of radio and television as tools to provide distance education present major challenges. It is there for the people, those who are in these places. So what are the challenges these people were facing? Let's see that the first one is the non-availability of the educational content in audio-visual format. That is very interesting thing. Not an interesting thing. It's a very sad thing that what we people were thinking, that the audio-visual content were available to that all the people. Not like that. It is not available to all the people. Okay. So difficulties of countries to produce content in quantity and quality in short time. These are all the problem were there in the developing countries, and that absence of pre-existing partnerships for the design and broadcasting of the educational content. So these are all the problem for them, major challenges for them. The need for communication and collaboration between education specialists and the professionals of the audiovisual sector for the production of educational programs. So these are all the things we have to note it down before enter into this particular topic, role of literature. I think you people were aware of that there is a lot of internet platforms were there to give you a free content for reading the literature. How many of you were aware of the Gutenberg project? I don't think so. That if it is not, please note it down. The name of the project called Gutenberg project. This particular project gave a lakhs and lakhs of books were there in that online platform. You will download kind of things. We have to be careful on these things. That means what type of contents were available in this online platform. So we have to be go through these kind of platforms and get the material. I told you, no, Gutenberg project. Let us see that what is the uniqueness of the Gutenberg project for literature, role of literature and learning life skills. In which way that you will learn life skills on this particular platform. That I told you, no, nearly lakhs and lakhs of books were available in this platform, but that particular Gutenberg project were focused only on English literature. What about that Marathi, Gujarati, Hindi, like these kind of languages? I think you people will know that every state governments have their higher education ministry. That means the school education ministries. Every ministries have their own website like NCRT. So in that websites, all the state governments were uploading all the state run courses. That means that the school television as tools for this particular thing. So you people do one thing, that go to that SETC. That means state education, higher education ministry websites. You will get a lot of things were there. So materials were available free of cost. But what we do with that material, that is the important thing. Learning through radio stories means, here I will focus on how you people will contribute that education oriented content to the your community. That is a very important thing. So the learning life skills is very, very important.
Hello.
Simultaneously, you people record their content on different platforms. For example, video or audio in different platforms. You people will record that content, and you may upload the content like learning through radio stories, no, like that you will do. So I will give some tips to you that where to get all the materials. I already told you, know, that Gutenberg project, like that in India there is a lot of platforms available in central government. That means, for example, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting have the platform called DAVP. In the DAVP also there is a lot of free materials available, and you people are aware of that Swayam project and NPTL project. NPTL is one kind of MOOC course where available for you people will download the content, and you people will use that one for your production purpose. That means you may use your own channel. You may start your own channel, and you people record the content in the video format or in a radio audio format. You may upload that content in different platforms. Through that way, that you people also contribute to these people. Okay, so that is the very uniqueness of this particular project. And let's see that I will give one more thing, that the need of for communication and the collaboration between education specialists and the professional of the audio visual sector for production of educational programs. So you may produce your own content through these kind of platforms. I told you, know, that the state run ministries having their website. In that website, all the school books were uploaded there. So through that, you may download the PDF format of the books, and you may produce a content in different platforms. Here I will focus only on audio part. That means because it is a topic related to the radio, no, so that I will tell you after this class, I think you people will get some knowledge to how to produce a content for a mobile phone, through your mobile phone. That is the very important thing. Here in this particular class, you people will learn one important thing, that how to produce a content through your mobile phone for the needed people, like that. So you need not to buy a sophisticated mics and cameras. You need not to worry about that. You have your mobile phone, no, through your mobile phone itself, how to create a content related to the literature content or whatever the content you people were focused on. So that is the thing that we are going to see. Let's see, before I enter into that part, I have to give some case studies, that what the world were doing. That means in different parts of the world, what are happening there. For example, pre-KG to 5th standard, there is one interesting platform is called Circle Round. How many of you were aware that this Circle Round? If it is not, please note it down, the keyword Circle Round. It is a very interesting platform, which is an engaging, a gentle story time podcast aimed to the kids only. So in every episode, the narrator Rebecca Sher tells a lesser known folk tale or story from around the world, helped by the rotating rotating voice cast of the talented stage and screen actors. So the stories are captivating and compelling, nearly always accompanied by the positive message or moral. So here in India also we have a lot of moral stories, but you don't know how to create a content through these literatures. So this is the very interesting case study that I took for this class. Wait a minute, application. So which is run by W. Bohr, and you may go through this circle round, which gives you a lot of information. Interestingly, that how to produce a content through literature. So literature is playing very important role in our life. So you people may use the literature for creating content for your community, for your peer group. That is very important. There is a lot of students also here in this group, no? So how you people will start your own podcasting or a own radio station in your mobile phone itself. That is the ultimate aim of this lecture. Okay, so I will give some of the case studies to you. That the next one is, but why a podcaster for curious kids? This is the but why. It is a very interesting platform for the grades K to 5. Kids are always asking seemingly simple questions to you know. Actually, in our country also, in our village also, in our town also, or in our family also, the people were asking. That means the children were asking us why it is happened, why the sky is blue, who invented words, like these kind of interesting questions they ask. No, why don't you create a content like this kind of thing? But why? This is the interesting platform. Please go to there. It is available in the Android platform and also on the iOS platform. Please download it, and you may check it out how these guys were producing a content for their children using the literature. That is the very important thing. So using the literature, how these people are creating a content for learning life skills. Okay, so this is the very interesting platform. This cute bi-weekly radio show podcast takes on the answering them. Each episode features several kids submitted questions, usually on a single theme. That is a very important thing. And with the help of experts, not like a simple person who are not come here. They give they interview the experts, or they ask the expert the particular question, and they record that the answer, and they upload the content that they are in this but why platform. So it gives clear, interesting answer for their students. That is the interesting part of this particular podcasting app. The name of the app called But Why. Please go and see that through this way, that you will also know how to create a content for your community. And the next one is Story Pirates. How many of you are here in India also? There is a lot of people who are download this app and listening this one. It's a very, very interesting app. Nothing can really match a kid original story in terms of absurd comedy. That is the unique part of this particular app, and that's what at the heart of this wacky, wild, imaginative podcast. How many of you were aware of the podcast? It is a new word for you, I think so. That how many of you were aware of podcast? If it is not, please note it down, this word podcast. What is the difference between the podcast and broadcast? And we people know about the word broadcast, and also we people know about telecast. What is the telecast means? If you people were watching a television, that is the telecast. Okay, if you people were listening a radio channel, that is a broadcast. But nowadays what happened, the broadcast is a common term for using. They are in that all the platform, that is for television, and also for the radio we are using the thing. That is important thing, that this particular, here come to that part. What is a difference between the broadcast, telecast, podcast? Nowadays what happened, that new terminology were also come for PhD students. There is the PhD cast were there. For education purpose, there is educast were there. So these kind of things, the new words were also coined, like a podcast. The podcast is in a common platform, but in this platform there is a lot of for children stories, means you may call child casts. Also you may create a new word like that. This Story Pirates were doing their content in the podcast. In each episode of this particular Story Pirates, the Story Pirates crew, a group of talented improvisers pretending to be a pirates. That is a very unique thing here. This platform reads short stories written and submitted by kids. So that stories were in that particular platform were written and submitted by not a young people, not a world people. Okay, that is the the content were generated by the kids itself, and then the reenact them with hilarious result. They are adding a lot of audio effects and music mixed with that one, and they give a presentation. So there are even original songs, famous guest stars, and interviews with the young artists about how it feels to have their work adapted for the kids. Platform where generate their content themselves. So kids can submit their stories to story pirates with the help of the grown up, which could make for a fun. Of course, those who are the children watching this particular webinar, you may also try your own story and you may submit your content in this platform. Okay, so through that, how your stories are valid for them, whether it is an interesting one, they will, if it is interesting one, they will take your story also. Okay, so real world way to end a classroom writing unit. This is the story pirate. And the next one, this is a very popular platform were run by National Public Radio, NPR. You know very well NPR. It's a very big broadcaster in the world. They are running Wow in the World. Wow in the World takes kids and they are grown-ups on a journey fueled by the curiosity and wonder. The content of this particular podcasting is with a curiosity and wonder. Okay, so in every week show that the host Mindy Thomas and Guy Raz explore the science behind the topics kids will love, because you see the science is always a thrilling one, no? So the kids will love, from singing mice and wombat food to the amazing power of the dog's nose. Teachers can get access to classroom activities and conversation starters in this app with the membership to Tinga cost. So there is a the membership facilities were also available in that one. The company that produces Wow in the World. So the plus in the response to the school closer to the coronavirus pandemic, the creators launched a spin-off podcast called Two Words and Wow. And interactive science-based game shows with the daily 10 minutes episodes were also available in this Wow in the World. So this is unique platform for the science. Those who are interested to learn something new on science, you may go to this particular Wow in the World. Okay, so the next one, we are almost come to 6 o'clock, so another 20 minutes is there, so that way that you will ask me questions. So this is the brains on. What is brains on? And which way it is different from that the earlier platforms. I already told you, the role of literature, how this literature will play a role in learning our life skills. This is the platform for learning a life skill. Similar to, but why? This is another podcast that takes kids submitted science questions and answer them with the help of experts. Here, not only the science questions, nowadays I am listening there, a lot of literature related questions are also on this particular platform. So what makes this one different is that it attempts to skew a bit older both in its question and answer. That is the uniqueness of this platform. Whatever the question you may, you have any doubt related to that subject, you may ask them, that they will answer with that expert. So the result is a fun show that's silly as it is educational. It is like a silly thing, but it will give some knowledge to you. So teachers can encourage students to take one of the topics and research it most completely, or to use it as a jumping off point for science experiments and research related questions. So this is the uniqueness that there. And let's come to the literature part, the Story Seeds podcast. It's a very, very unique platform. What the topic which we are discussing here in this session, it is related to this one. So the Story Seeds podcast. Hope you people are take a screenshot of all these topics. If it is not, please take it now. Otherwise, I will send all the slides to Ritu. So through that way that you will get an email as this particular attachments. So this particular Story Seed podcast were inspire young writers with this innovative series. That is the interesting part of this Story Seeds innovative series, in which award-winning children's authors interview a kid or tween with a great story idea. That is, you have a chance to listen that award-winning children's in different platforms. Okay, and then write and read aloud a story inspired by a kid's idea. Kids can submit a story seed on the podcast. So that is the important thing, that the kids can submit their story seed on the podcast website and join the Story Seed Society to get right prompts and inspiration. That is see, up to now, I told you that the content will record and upload on that platforms. But here, there is a chance for you to writing your content and send the content to this particular platform. They will upload, they will record the content and they will upload in this platform. So this is for the grade 1 to 8. But don't think that this is only for the this particular grade students. Not like that. It is available. It is for all the people. That means like creators. What we are say that creators. We are a creators, no. So that for creators also it is there. So you people, please go ahead in this platform and get some interesting information about what the story seeds were doing there. So story seeds were also give a simple example lessons for us that how to create a content through the literature. So in which way that literature will be used as a content. Here in this episode, they are also uploading the content on that one. Please go ahead and please see that podcast website. Okay, it is available in the iOS and also in the Android platform. The next one is Tumble. Here, before enter into this Tumble, I have to tell you one important thing that wait a minute. That is the this is the very important thing that I have to tell you. So, how many of you know this BBC Teach website? If it is not, please go to the BBC Teach. They have the section called School Radio. That one, that listen and play platform is there. So in this platform, they gave there are nearly 67 episodes in the series in total, and each episode lasts about 15 minutes. Each episode is divided into sections like this, that is listening, activity, song, story. We have arranged the episodes into 4 grouping. That particular BBC Teach were arranged like this. The audio content includes familiar songs, rhymes, stories, and sound discrimination games to develop children's phonological awareness and confidence with spoken language. That is the unique part of this particular platform, BBC Teach. Please note it down, that website name called BBC Teach. The 4 different parts is like this: the early learning topics, traditional stories, nursery rhymes, wiggle waggle. These are all the things. Don't think that this is for the small age group children. You must know that how these content were developed. That is very important as a creative part, like literature, how they took from a literature, on any part of that literature, and they create a content in different platforms, like a learning topics, a broad range of topics with content linking to the autumn, spring, and summer terms. So through the terms will register the children's mind. So the early learning topics were like this, and the traditional stories, the content is inspired by well-known traditional stories from around the world, not only in particular part, a particular country, it's from around the world. So you people will generate content in through different parts of world literature. So the role of literature is very, very unique thing for generate the content. Okay, and the nursery rhymes, the content is inspired by the popular nursery rhymes which is there on that platform. So the 4th one is wiggle waggle. It means that the content has a greater degree of movement, activities performed on the spot. On the spot is here very important. Okay, let's come to the conclusion of the topic which we discussed. Tumble. So the Tumble is a science podcast for the kids. It's for the kids, but also the elder people also listen this particular podcast. It's for grade 3 to 6, but not like the content were very interesting for all the age groups. Okay, so often compared to a kid friendly radio lab, it's like they called it a radio lab. So this podcast not only addresses the fascinating topics, but also tries to foster a love of science itself by interviewing scientists about their process and discoveries. So they will go to their lab itself, that the scientist lab, and they interview the scientists and also record the process of that particular thing, and discoveries were did by that scientist, and they record all those things and they podcast here. The host don't assume that listeners have a science background. Even though the people were not in the science background, they must understand the terminologies. No, they must understand the words which is there in that scientific terms were there in that research. No, they will give a easy way to understand the terms, what it means, in what way that word were coined. That means etymology of that words. So, but even kids who think they don't like a science may change their minds after listening to this podcast. Once they will listen this kind of podcast, their mind will change. That means they want to do something different through this kind of podcast. Okay. So it is a teaching material for the episodes available for purchase on the podcast website. Please go to the tumble and you will get the detail. And the next one is the past and the curious. The time is now 6:05. Within 10 minutes, I will going to close the session, so that you please note it down the questions. Okay. So past and the curious. The past and the curious, we are taking about the history meets humor in this chilly series that introduced little known stories. That means you people were not aware of that story, and they will blow up that story where they are in this platform. And unsung heroes. There is a lot of unsung heroes now country also. Why don't you do that one? Take that unsung heroes and make the content from the past. So there's even a quiz at the end of every episode to test how well kids have paid attention on that program. So not only they are podcasting the content, they are also asking their question through that content. So the people will, that means the kids will give attention on that particular platform. Okay, so here I don't want to give all these things. Please, I will send these things to you. Some of the things were related to the same one. Yeah, this is a very interesting platform, book club for kids. Where we people were take a content. Of course, how we people were learn a new things. We people learn a new things were from this kind of book club for kids. And club for kids were for the bi-weekly podcast were run by very important group public radio figure Kitty Feldy runs this discussion. So you may go to that iOS store and download it. I don't want to waste my time, so that I will go very quick, and I will show the last platform that is very important platform for you people. So wait a minute. No, in that one that you see that Anchor. So this is the platform you people are going to create a content. I think you are aware that Spotify also. If not, please download Anchor platform whether on your mobile phone. You may create a content. Okay. So this particular Anchor platform will give a chance to produce a content in different platform. That means if once you produce a content in Anchor, automatically your content will distribute to Radio Public, podcast, Pocket Cast, Overcast, and all the platforms. Okay, Apple Podcast, so Google Podcast. So here, this is the website. Please note it down. Where it is? Yeah, sorry. Here it is the website. You see anchor.fm. The tutorials were available in the website, in the YouTube also. So once you download this anchor.fm on your mobile phone, you will create a content, and you may upload the content there itself. You will mix the music there also there in this platform itself. Okay, this is a very interesting platform, you people. This is the editing, the screenshot of that Anchor platform. You may edit whatever the content there in this recorded in that particular platform. Okay, here I will stop. You people